Jay Massey is a full-time real estate investor. He's an entrepreneur.
He also teaches people how to find deals, raise capital for real estate investments.
Meeting Jay Massey in person, you'd think he's just a regular guy. He's got jeans and a t-shirt on and a pair of sneakers. But he's built up a multi-million-dollar empire.
I hope you do have an empty notebook because it's going home filled.
Jay gives back so much value that I've never seen.
Now, at this moment, when I'm looking at the kitchen, things are going through my head.
You want to be friends with him, and he treats you like you're the only person in the room, even though it's for the benefit of everybody.
This is how, when you ask yourself, how does Jay do it? This is how.
He tells people that they have to take action, and they have to take action now. I took the action, and the results have paid off.
What happens when the marketplace understands who we are and how we go out there?
Okay, can you hear me? I'm hoping you can, because everything. Oh my gosh. Oh, so you see what had happened was, all good stories start with that, by the way. Yeah, I decided that I was going to upgrade to macOS Catalina, and apparently doing so erased the entire setup. So everything that we normally have set up was 100% gone, but it didn't tell me that until I hit the go button. And as soon as I hit the go button, it's like it doesn't know what to do. And now I've got to figure out. Okay, got it. I see people in queue. So there are callers who are here. So again, for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Sorry, it's normally not this chaotic. That is for sure. I see a number of you typing it in the chat. You guys already know how this whole thing works. If you're in the Facebook group, make sure you do that, because we will that's how we prioritize those of you who are students. You can call in, or you can go over to the Facebook chat, and I'll make sure that it gets you. With that being said, I don't even remember what our call-in number is, and I can't get it to come up on the screen. So I'm hoping you guys are, apparently you guys already know, because there's 1, 2, 3 of you who are here, which I think is great. So I'm gonna do my best to help everybody out today. And let me see. Oh, there it is. 417-352-2274. 417-352-2274. That's the best I can do today. There won't be a number on the screen, because apparently we don't need those anymore. At least that's what my computer says. So I'm gonna try to jump over to the call. It looks like I've got a Dave calling in. Somebody, what? Okay. Got it. I'm just trying. I'm working it out. All right, so here we go. Let's see if we can get Dave and make sure that part works today. Dave, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? It's Davey.
Awesome.
What's up?
Things falling apart at the last minute, but outside of that, I'm good. How are you?
Welcome to the world of Airbnb and short-term rentals. I love it.
It was
If everything doesn't fall apart every single day, I get nervous.
Right. How can there be nothing wrong? Yeah, no. What was crazy is that all of my buttons, everything here says it's perfect, and then as soon as I pressed it, nothing happened, and I'm like, why did nothing happen? Something's supposed to happen right now. It was pretty.
Well, it's working now.
It's working at the moment, so let's take advantage of what we've got. What's going on, sir?
Cool. I got 2 quick questions for you. One is, can you send us some text to put in the rules section and some other sections of our business pertaining to telling our guests what constitutes the regular cleaning fee and what constitutes an extra cleaning fee? Because we're having that issue.
What do you mean? Help me understand. I don't understand.
Well, we tell people that we used to, we've got a pretty extensive rule list and everything, and we will tell them that if you damage something, we will charge you for it, and there's going to be a resolution request. But now what's going on is our cleaners are telling us that there's a lot of extra cleaning. There's no, excessive cleaning.
Okay. Are you getting photos of what that is?
Yeah, we're getting photos, and we're doing the evidence, and we're getting statements from our cleaners and immediately putting in the resolution request. But I just want to make it clear to our guests that even if they don't damage the place, if they've got 5,000 bottles of beer on the floor, and
Did you say
they
5,000?
apple juice, in every room, even though that it's not damaged, it just needs to be cleaned. It'll take our cleaners probably another 2 hours or hour to clean it.
Sure.
They're gonna have to pay for that, even though it's not damage.
No, totally understood. I think I understand what you're attempting to do. And what's the challenge that you're having exactly? Help me understand the challenge that you're having. Like when you say, "Hey, we want you to pay more money," what's going on?
Well, they're paying it right now, and most are.
Okay.
Because we're showing them the pictures.
Well,
We're showing them the pictures
As you
quickly, and we're putting in a resolution request. We just want to make it clear to them that we also have something called excessive cleaning.
Why not just put
Do you
a?
have something like that?
No. So here's what I'm thinking: is why not just have a fee inside the house rules that would say excessive cleaning fee $250 or whatever the number is that you're happy with.
Yeah, I want to put that, but I just want like the verbiage to make it clear to them. Like
That's
what
all I would do,
constitutes-
because the challenge is because
Okay.
excessive cleaning is subjective by definition, with what you're describing.
Right.
Because there would be no way to succinctly keywords describe every potential version of excessive cleaning. So I would just call that an excessive cleaning fee and give it a number and go from there. That at least gets it in the house rules and gives you the wiggle room to say, so for it, and make the excessive cleaning fee excessive, such that anytime you felt you needed to do it, you'd be in the following position. You'd be able to remind them that they agreed to it in the house rules, and as a courtesy to you, instead of it being our normal $500, it's $135 today. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for working with us. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah, is that what you do? You just put like the word.
I haven't had to
excessive
use
cleaning?
that. We just file a claim, bro. If it's like that bad, when we get the photos, we just file a claim and collect it. We've got that down to a science.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start that right now. Have my VAs put
Yeah.
the word excessive cleaning.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put like a little sentence if it's like above and beyond like the normal wear and tear.
But then you have to define what that is. The problem is that I'm trying to get you away from the definition, because that's where the argument is.
I see.
The argument is inside the
Okay.
definition of what is and what isn't, and that's where this is going to. So by leaving it either ambiguous or so excessive that it looks like you're being benevolent by lowering the fee, I think that's a better way to go.
Okay. I appreciate that. I'm gonna do that. And the
Sure.
second thing
Go for it.
is that do you use for your phone system? Do you use dial pad
No.
or something similar to that?
No,
You know?
we're
Okay.
testing Zendesk right now, because they have they have all of the necessary capabilities between connecting to our website, as well as the text message, being able to communicate via Facebook and other social platforms, as well as phone calls.
And then also, do you use that for ticketing as well?
Yeah, it's basically yes. That's the easiest way to put it is we use it as a ticket system, but that ticket system, because it touches so many different forms of communication, that's why we're testing. It's because it by far it's either that or you're going to end up with 12 different things trying to accomplish and achieve the same effect.
Right.
And that's what
How
I'm
many,
really trying to avoid.
Oh, okay. Approximately, like, how many users are you going to buy? with
We'll
that
have
desk?
one
'Cause I was
for
looking into that. It
yeah,
was pretty expensive.
7. I think we're going to end up at 7.
7. Okay, cool. Well, one issue I'm having is we're using a phone system, and we're getting higher than normal missed calls. And
Are you doing lots of call
What
forwarding?
I'm doing is, what's that?
Are you doing lots of call forwarding in order to make that phone system work?
Yeah,
That's why.
I see. I mean, it's ringing, but I think what's going on is our VAs are just not answering.
No, I think what's
And
going
so-
on is that it's getting forwarded, and it gets forwarded just long enough, because you can tell when you're being forwarded when you're the caller, and what ends up happening is people hang up just as it's being transferred. And again, this is the other reason why I'm liking Zendesk, because it would tell me how long that is happening. It would literally give you a detail for the calls in queue. Like if it was there for 3 seconds and then you got the disconnect, or it then shows up as a missed call, 3 seconds is, so that's pretty
Tells you how long it rang for.
correct. That's really
Okay.
nice.
And so, So basically, I guess my question is, what type of reporting do you use overall to make sure that your VAs are what type of quality control do you
Got
have
it.
for your VAs answering the phone and talking on the phone and all that kind of stuff that you can't really be there
Got
to
it.
monitor?
We're still testing that one. We're not ready to talk about what we're doing to do QA on that one yet, though. Make sense?
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
No problem.
Cool, man. Well, thanks a lot. Great talking to you again.
No problem. I'll talk to you soon. All right. I'm going to run over
right.
to April. And for those of you who are maybe you're calling in for the first time, or I don't know, you're watching for the first time, make sure you type in the chat, because inside the chat is where I'm going to be able to see more of your questions and comments, either on my screen or for those of you that are students inside of our Facebook group, and I'll be able to get those as well. So, April, what's going on?
Hey Jay, it's April and Brian.
How are you? Are you excited?
We're great. We're excited. We're scared. We're not sleeping. We're all of the above.
That means you've got your first unit and you've had your first guest. That sounds about normal.
So we haven't had our first guest yet. This is what my question is calling in about.
Oh,
So
okay. Got it.
We got our unit up. We got our unit. We've got our designer here. He's going to be done setting it up on Thursday. We have professional photos coming on Friday.
Okay.
So we're having the listing live and someone's ready to book on Friday, right? But the listing's up on Airbnb. We have the coming soon photo and the internet screenshot photo, but that's really all we have right now for the photos.
Okay.
So we got our first inquiry today that
Yes.
was like they're trying to book for 37 days. So
And this is your
my
first
thought
listing?
process, I just want to get your
Hold on. Is this your first listing?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I think I know where your question is going, but go ahead. Hello? Did I lose you? What the heck? Oh my God. Today. Not today. Yep, today. Give me a second. We just lost the entire whole phone thing. Working it out right now. I'm working it out right now. Oh my God. This is someone. Today is a day to remember. Just give me a second. I am trying to now fix the phone. Like literally everything broke today. Well, the microphones still work. So let's be careful. Before I go there, I'm just gonna say the microphones still work. All right, 912. No. Yes, that's sure. Great. There we go. Oh boy, let me see if I can get the phone calls back. Okay. I don't know. Did that work? No. Did it? I'm trying to get the phone calls back. Yay. All right. Now, do I get the phone? It says it's working. This is so great today. Oh, who doesn't want to be me today? Me. Oh my God. I think it dropped everybody. Yep, it looks like it dropped everybody. Hold on. I see people coming back. So thank you for being patient while we figure out. We are having technical difficulties. That's what I would do right now. I would have someone like go to the technical difficulties. I see the people logging back in. This is wonderful. All right. So while we figure out the phone, I'm going to answer questions on the Facebook group here. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Facebook group. What a day. Yep. Don't want to be me today. That's for sure. Facebook group. Come on. All right, there it is. I'm like, I can't take anymore. All right, here we go. So that's what I'm going to do. Evening, everyone. Hi, Megan, Serena. Okay, Jay, what's the call-in number? Steven, I don't remember the call-in number, and none of the graphics are working today. Sorry. Serena, I see that you want me to do the listing. Hopefully, we'll be able to get to that. And you guys can hear me. You wanted to follow up on the Smart B&B response and see if that was something that was added. Tyler, I don't remember what you're referring to. I'm sorry. Yeah, Sarah, I saw that. Sarah's saying that she called Fund and Grow and was told that they don't do installment loans. Maybe I misunderstood and was wrong. Any suggestions for other places to go for a longer term loan? I do have some suggestions because I've been able to go there and get a few for myself. So you know what, Sarah, let's talk about that on the next step group on our next meeting. So that since you're in the group, we'll be able to talk about what some of those things actually look like. Okay. And oh my God, there's a lot of you calling in today. This is going to be fun. And I will get to everybody's question. So make sure that you're there. Kylie says, sent a photo to the group about where to put a dining table. Okay, that's interesting. Knock on wood that the mic continues to work and nothing else goes wacky. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, I have no idea which one of these is April. And Megan, I know you can hear me. If you know which one of these numbers is April, if you can send me a message, like if you know which of these phone numbers, like the last 4 digits was April, that would be really, really helpful right now. I know you're in the screening room and doing your best, and thank you. For those of you who are watching this for the first time, this is what we call Comedy Hour today, where everything falls apart because you decided to upgrade your system. That's basically where we are. Oh, hold on. The host, I'm not even dialed in. I can't even talk to these people. Hold on a second.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Enter your 6-digit PIN number.
Oh my God. Okay.
Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Call-In Studio web interface.
Yeah.
So recording is on
You don't even
dual channel.
Yep. So everyone's glad they're not me today. All right, Megan, I know you can now hear me, and if you can help me out here, that would be great. I'm looking for April. I don't know which caller she is. So if you can find April, that would be great. I see a number of people who have called back in. I think it's the one ending in 4333, but I don't know for sure. Oh, she typed it there, 4333. Yep. Okay, April, I found you. 1 second. Okay.
Hey.
Hello.
We're back.
Yeah, we're all back because it just literally fell apart. Okay? So I think I know where you're going. You're with the 37 days and whatnot, but I want to hear you ask. What's the question?
Yeah, so I know, we study everything you say, and from what I understand is we want the reviews, we want more reviews to build our listing since this is our first one, and 37 days really wouldn't give us the opportunity to do so. On top of, we have the 20% discount on our listing, so that's a $1,200 discount this guy's getting for 37 days. So I'm leaning towards not doing this. I do have the instant booking maximum days set so that it couldn't be an instant booking due to the fact that it's this long, but I just wanted to make sure I'm on the right path here since this is my first inquiry. So
so let me ask a couple of questions. And I understand, and let me catch everyone up. So one of the things that April is referring to, guys, is that inside of our course materials and the things that we talk about, one of the things to know about the short-term rental business is that this is a review-based business, and that's what she's focused on, and that's exactly what she should be focused on at this moment, especially since it's her first listing, and first listing on this account, first everything. April, let me ask you this question. How soon, and this may put you on the spot, but this can make a difference in how I respond. How soon are you planning on getting the next listing going?
As soon as I can.
Okay, let me ask it differently. If you accepted this 37 days, would you be able to next week start a second listing?
Financially, we would be able to. I honestly am trying to learn all of the smart B&B.
I know.
Turnover Airbnb.
I know.
I could financially, and I want to get another one. Right now, I'm like, oh my God, I'm learning 10 different platforms. And
oh, don't worry.
And we just thought it might make sense to at least have one or two full cycles of, the review and the cleaning and everything before we decided to scale up and have twice the issues in that regard.
No, totally. I hear you. And also knowing how boring it is to run one unit at a time. You're not going to get what you're after in terms of experience is achieved by scale. So it's one thing, for example, there are a number, when I was first getting started in the short-term rental game, there are so many people who say things like, I've been doing this for 8 years. And I'm like, okay, cool. Tell me what you know. And if they had one listing that entire 8-year period, it's like, okay, that doesn't help, whereas when you have more listings, more bedrooms going, you actually get the experience that you're concerned about faster because you're repeating it more frequently. It's like riding a bike. If you ride a bike 3 times a month, it's going to take a really long time to actually learn to ride the bike. And that's where that running one listing is coming from. So, and here's why I'm saying this, because this is contrary to what I normally say. In your lower seasons, you guys being up there in snow-filled land, you don't want to pass up a 37 days unless it was going to hurt your business long term. Here's what I mean by that. So there's 2 things to consider. If you accept the 37 days, what will happen, I guarantee it, because I've had this happen to 3 of my listings in 3 different locations, because I'll have this happen when we bring 4 and 5 on at a time, you're bound to get one long-term reservation. And then that particular unit always suffers in terms of placement in the search engine based upon the algorithm. It's fine, but it's always, when I say suffers, I mean relative to the others. And however, it will also continually attract the longer term. It's like they're doing something between the machine learning and everything else to figure that out. So understand that that's one of the things you're committing to. The reason I'm saying it won't hurt you long term is because you're telling me, hey, we can bring on another listing. Well, cool. If you can bring on another listing, we can still go get the reviews, right? Now, and this is going to totally, and I'm just curious, and I'm not trying to stretch you, but I am trying to give you, there's a thought behind this. Is it possible for you to bring on 2 listings?
Probably.
Okay. And here's why I'm saying that. Because if I'm looking at today's date and you guys can bring on 2 listings, you accept that particular one that we're talking about right now, I'm reasonably certain you will have had enough reservations to qualify for Superhost come the close of the quarter. That's what I'm trying to get you to right now. And the sooner I get you there, that first listing with the 37 days is more likely to get another 37, 50, 60, 80, 90 day reservation. I'm trying to help make that happen. And one of the ways you can help make that happen is by accelerating the number of reservations you are capable of during all your new period, so to speak. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm not trying to scare you, but just trying to say that that's one way to attack it. The other way is also fine. Because if you keep taking a bunch of shorter reservations, you'll get there too. But if you're telling me we're going to be adding units anyway, this is something that we're planning on doing, my suspicion is that that's kind of the way that I would lean at this particular moment in time.
Okay, does the 20% discount, like the math I did, we would only be making like $420 after our expenses.
Well, what I would do, because unless I'm missing something, they could they actually request? Did they have to send in a request? Is that what they did in order to try? No, actually, if you limited the length of stay, he couldn't even put in a reservation, right?
So what I did was I limited the length of stay, but I said I would manually review it.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a price. He doesn't know what it would be.
He doesn't?
Did he put in a request for 37 days, or did he put in a request for like 10 or 7 days?
He put in a request for 37 days.
Okay, so when he put in the request for 37, okay, so you limited the length of stay and he was still able to make a request for longer?
Yeah, what it says was, and maybe I'm just setting this wrong, but in the Airbnb setting, it said, we recommend you to manually review people who request longer than a certain amount of days, rather than completely block them from doing a certain amount of days.
Got it. I understand.
So he wasn't able to.
I understand the difference.
Able to instant book it, but he could
Yeah.
still request it,
Yeah. Okay, so then, well, yeah, ugh. Got it. Okay. Boo.
Is that a bad setting to have?
Well, it's not that it's a bad setting. It's just that difference makes all, because otherwise he wouldn't have been able to he would have had to send in a request. It would have limited him to 10. He could have manually asked for 37, and then you can respond with a price. That's where I thought you were, but that's not the setting you chose. And that's why I'm like, oh, well, that changes a little bit.
Okay.
So then I have to ask a new question. Have you run an AirDNA report to understand your trends for the zip code? Because I don't know. I don't know the trends for your zip code.
So I did run it, and our zip code does not have that many listings. There's only like 90. So It's not.
I understand.
That helpful.
Did you go wider then? Just go wider, include a couple of more zip codes or a couple more neighborhoods? Because here's where I'm coming from. I don't know if you're in your low season or how low in your low season you currently are. That's really where I'm coming from right now. Because you may end up netting the same. I mean, that's what I don't know.
We're in our low season, but I mean, I also have Wheelhouse. They do that. I have that set up, and they're not pricing it that low.
No, totally understood. That's why I'm asking the question, because now I'm going, basically what we're saying, and this is a 1-bedroom?
2-bedroom.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Then I'm back to no.
Okay.
I thought it was a 1-bedroom.
Because I think that 20% off is too much.
Well, in this particular case, possibly yes. Or what you do if you're using Wheelhouse, go set it to aggressive, set your base to aggressive, or even set a custom base and leave the 20% on. Either one will solve it.
Okay, yeah, so that you're increasing your price to make up for that 20%.
Right.
That makes sense, and then I can update the setting to only allow people to book 10 days, and that way they can just message me if they want to stay for longer.
There you go. There we go. I think we got there. Took us a minute, but we got there.
Perfect.
Cool. All right,
Perfect.
I'm gonna go talk to Nevin now. He's also in Minnesota, which means he's probably freezing like you.
All right, thank you. I just wanted to say that Tyler, when he was asking about the Smart B&B thing, he was asking about the Smart B&B templates that you said you were going to post.
They should have been released to students. I will double check on that.
Would that be like in an email?
It may have. Sometimes when we do that, we'll just upload it to your content, but there should have been an email saying, hey, it's available, go check. But I'm hearing that did not happen. So we will get done. We will make that happen.
I looked at the website and couldn't find it, but so yeah. If you
No problem. I will make it happen.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Talk to you soon. And Nevin, so we're going from, what is it, Detroit to, I forgot where you are.
Duluth, Minnesota.
Duluth, that's it, Duluth, yes. Awesome. So like from negative 20 degrees to negative 18 or what? It's all.
No, we're still in the positive. So.
Oh, okay, got it. What's going on, ma'am?
I had a question. Two questions. The first question is, how do I get an affiliated link from Uber and Lyft? Is there a way do I have to contact them? Is there a email them? How do I get an affiliate link?
Got it. So you're
Yeah.
no problem. I'm going to show you, but I'm going. Oops. Hold on. Give me a second here. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to show you by technically connecting my phone, but you're not going to be able to see it until you go back and watch the video. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So basically inside, like especially on Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, that type of stuff, when you go inside the app, they have over Paul, great. So what we have is your code. I believe it's under your profile somewhere. Where did it go? Nope, that ain't it. Because that's where basically it's inside the app. After you sign up, you can go find your It's where I found it before. Free. Oh, there it is. There it is. Right. So right there. So under free rides with Uber, it says share your invite code. And then if I want, so my invite code is, well, it's right there. And then when I click the share button, it'll give me a link that it allows me to actually copy. And then that's the link that I end up passing out everywhere. But most of the apps have a feature very similar to what I just shared right there. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
That makes sense. My second question is, I'm currently working with a lot of a few restaurants around my short-term rental.
Oh, awesome!
Unit,
good job.
To get an affiliated code them also.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, such a way that I could send the guests over to you, and if there's something that we could work on. So I am sending emails. It's been back and forth. So I am working with other restaurants too to get affiliated with them, such a way that I could send some guests over and get either paid or the guests get a discount or something like that.
Okay, so I'm sorry, what?
Pardon?
I'm trying to understand what you're trying to do.
No, I'm working with restaurants around my unit to get
Okay.
Some affiliated code or link, such a way that when I send guests over, either they get a discount or I get a referral money or something like that. So I'm working with a few restaurants around my unit, similar to this, to give guests much more value.
Yes. Yes.
If you stay with us, hey, you get a discount. Since we have affiliate, we have this affiliate code, and if you want to go to this restaurant, you get a 5% discount or 10% discount, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working with restaurants too around my unit.
Yes. Okay, but is there a question or did I not hear it?
So my question is that the right approach, or should I do something different?
Well, it's a double-edged sword. From a retail perspective, for the individuals that are in the local marketplace, I'm not exactly looking for any sort of kickback from that. So I think you do better by just making sure that you send them business more than making sure that you get paid for the business you do send. I would rather just keep sending them business because in the future, if I have any sort of need, say from a political nature or support nature or just in general, I would rather our relationship work that way than to think about them as another opportunity for a revenue source, so to speak, because they have the potential to refer you their customers too. And I think that would be better than actually working through an affiliate relationship with them. Now, the ones that are online, affiliate all day long, because the tracking is already there. They're already sophisticated. They're going to be set up for that. But for the ones that are local, not so much. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Okay.
And and one more comment, and just you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
So this month was really, really, really slow. I got my weekends all booked, and the remaining 20 days, I applied the NPP. So for 17 days, which is 85% occupancy.
Okay.
I applied that, and I got a booking today.
Good.
So I did that yesterday. So I was wondering if that is the right approach. Is that your advice, or
Yeah.
should I just stick with the base?
The whole thing, the reason NPP came about was because low season cometh, and when low season cometh, you've got to figure out what that, how low can you go, right, so to speak, in order to make it work. And that's exactly why NPP exists, is because you have to use that as a strategy to make sure you still hit your revenue numbers. And it sounds like it and what you said in terms of, well, I implemented and then I got a reservation, all of that sounds like you did the exact right thing.
Yeah, I did it yesterday night, and this morning I got a booking. So
yeah, exactly. That sounds about that. That is a very common that we hear that a lot when people implement NPP all the time. Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you very much for all the tips.
All right, we got one more person in queue, so I'm going to do that. If you want to call in, I don't remember what the number is. But sorry. But we will definitely help you. And then, again, we're going to get back to the ones that have written in. All right, Serena, how are you? How's Florida today?
Hi, Jimmy. It's nice and sunny still, thank goodness.
Right?
How are you?
Well, despite all the challenges that you have witnessed me have today, I am great.
Awesome. So we're excited. We've got our first first post on Airbnb, and we wanted you to evaluate it. I posted in the group chat.
Yep, I'm copying it now. I'm literally copying it now, and I'm going to bring it up on the screen in just a second. All right, so that everybody knows this is how this goes. Basically, so for our students, what I will do from time to time is do a listing review. Now, this one's going to be, this is the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that I've done this for them, and I am not known for pulling punches, but it's all done in the spirit of I want you to make more money. So first, I just want to make sure that I'm looking at the right one. It says Modern Oasis in the heart of downtown Tampa. Is that correct?
That's correct. I can't see it.
Yeah, I know you can't see the screen right now. Well, and even if you could, here's the challenge. It's on such a delay that you'd be responding to things afterwards. So here's what I'm going to do. If you can pull it up on your phone or something, I can refer to the photos by photo number and kind of go from there.
Okay.
All right. So but I'm also, you're going to want to watch the video back as well. So what I can tell you right now is from what I'm looking at, right, like what I'm looking at right here, we're going to have an issue with the photographer in some way, shape, or form. I can see that already. And we also, I don't want you using, it looks like the picture of the pool is a picture that the photographer took. However, you should be leading with what's on the inside more than the amenities and the stuff that's around there, right? I get that there's a pool, that's wonderful, but I care more about the space that I have that I am actually reserving. Unless you're trying to hint at, hey, you have all of the space to yourself, which I don't think you do, but you know what I'm saying. No. So also this first photo concerns me simply because I'm willing to bet that with a little bit of effort, I could figure out the exact address of this particular place. So we have a potential security issue. And from that standpoint, there is a way to take a photo of this pool and still have it be a pool without letting that be known. So that's I'm just going to leave that there for now. but it's a decently
Okay.
exposed picture. It does have some composition issues, but I'm going to just move on. So the reason I knew we were going to have an issue is because your second photo, whomever took this, it looks like it was a handheld shot. They did not use a tripod from what I can tell. My suspicion is not only did they not use a tripod, it also isn't lit properly, and they were standing, and it's a very what's the word, concave, convex, I think it's probably a telephoto lens of some kind, because I can see the slant in the walls, and I shouldn't see that, and I can. So there's some lens distortion that's going on that I really don't like, and I definitely don't like it as photo number 2. Same with photo number 3 and 4 and 5. And so, all right, so photos 2 through 5, very specifically, you want to be telling a story of what it's like to be there. And these are all literally the same, it's the same paragraph repeated every time, because I'm looking at the same stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I want to hear something new. Now, something new is photo number 6. This is a different angle of the same thing, but again, it's definitely handheld. It's maybe even a cell phone photo at this point. I'm beginning to wonder like who took these, and I'm hoping you didn't pay too much for them, because I can see.
We didn't pay that much.
Yeah, because I'm seeing out of focus areas down in the lower corners as well, and I'm just like, that's not good. Yeah, and that can become a challenge. Same again. The issue. I'm gonna stop mentioning this. None of the photos seem to be properly lit. They're suffering from focus challenges. They're looking handheld. They look like a cell phone, to be honest. And while they'll probably still get you a booking, you're not going to. This is not going to result in what is best possible for your particular listing. And then I don't know who the photographer is, but they need to take some time to study composition, because I've not seen a shot that is proper. Well, that's not true. There was one, the kitchen. Your best composition shot is number 6 at the moment, and it still has issues.
Okay.
I'm on, and so that we're clear, I'm all the way down to, that's not bad. Well, still, I'm into the, okay. So I like the idea that was hinted at here on photo number 13. But again, we still have the focus and composition and handheld issues. Yeah, all the way through. Did you use a designer? That is now what I'm going to ask, because I'm starting to see elements that tell me that either you did it yourself or a friend did it, not a designer.
Yeah, we did it ourselves. We did it.
Okay, got it. I would take advantage of a free consultation call with LaTanya for sure. Okay. Good job keeping the photo open, keeping the shower curtain open, so this is good. However, we have, again, it's the same handheld, but you still don't want vertical photos. We don't want this. We want to keep them, the orientation to still be the other direction. So we want to stay away from that as much as humanly possible. Let me keep going. Yeah, okay. So here's what I can tell. I can tell you did a lot of the little things. You're following the pieces, and you're getting the equipment in there. And it looked, and this is what so this is what I am seeing. And this is the challenge. You've put in some work, and I can see that. But you can't skip the last step, because here's what is happening. And by the way, you have way too many photos of the common areas, like just way too many. You don't need all that. So here's what I'm seeing. You did some of the work. You started, I don't know if you ran out of money, but I get that feeling like you didn't want to spend some more or something, or you were afraid of actually going to the state it needs to go to. and then you stopped, and then you really stopped on the photos, and that's probably my biggest concern, is that you can't have, like, in order to make a movie, it's got to have everything, right? You've got to have the right you got to have the right crew, you know, you got to have the right camera people, you got to have the right director of photography, the right script, and all of that has to go all the way through. And if somebody shortcuts their job, like, you could do everything right, get the wrong editor, and now it's trash, right? And what this is telling me is that you were doing a lot of things right, and either there was a budget issue because you didn't get a designer. I'm looking at the space and I'm assuming you say it's for 3 guests, but I only see dining for 2. I have no idea how many dishes you have because I don't have any of the detail shots from your kitchen at all. So those are the little things that I'm noticing that cause me hesitation from making the reservation. That's the story you're telling me in your photos, and I don't think that's the story you want. And in order to get the story you want, you really have to make the investment, and definitely don't stop at the point of the photos. Like, and I've said this before, if you don't use a designer, good photos highlights bad design, but if you do everything else right and then skimp on the photos, your photos tell a bad story. And you have to have both of them together, and what I'm seeing is a combination of some things that seem to be skipped and missed, that if you went back and just tightened it up a bit and changed some things around, I think you want to be the one that pulls people first, and this isn't going to do it. It's not that it's not going to pull people, but you want to pull them first. Does that make sense?
It does. So from the design perspective, what do you see that's missing?
Well, and okay, so let me be very, very clear here. I am not a designer. I can tell when it's been designed and when it's been designed correctly. And that's why I'm saying, get on the phone with LaTanya. She can look at this and she will be able to break it down and tell you, oh, this is what you need to do. And she'll be able to do that and give you some pointers. And then you know, make your 12 trips to Home Goods and you're great. And then get a real photographer. I don't know who took these photos, but get a real photographer. Who did?
He's a photographer. It was just, I don't.
What kind of photographer? An event photographer, maybe?
Maybe, like, I know he takes, it looks like from his Instagram, he takes just kind of all kinds of pictures.
Yeah. He you want the right kind of pictures, and these are not them.
Okay.
Because this is not, there's no tripod, this is not handheld, this is not wide angle. It's missing all the stuff. I will say this, I do like the color of your feature wall, though. I just wish you had a shot that actually featured it properly and where it was composed properly. Additionally, there's some issues on your title, so I would look at that, Modern Oasis in the heart of downtown Tampa. Tell me more about what's actually in. Give me more of is it a 1-bedroom? Is it a 2-bedroom? Is there cable? Is there HD TV? What is that? I mean, you know? And I would definitely look at some of the examples that we put in modules 4 and 5 inside the mastermind, and you will see examples of the copy and text, because you definitely have a copy and text issue, because it's not enough of it is there to give me an understanding of what it is that I'm actually making a reservation on. But it's a good start. It's just you're missing some of the technical pieces that take it from average to, yes, I absolutely want to stay here first. This is I would put it in my favorites and keep looking and see if I found something better, which is better than, skipping it totally. But what you want is, oh my God, I gotta stay here. And this could be that, it's just not there yet. Make sense?
Okay.
Cool.
Total sense. Thank you.
Wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Not so brutal, no, but we definitely appreciate the pointers and take a note. So we'll get it together.
No, I know you will. Excellent. All right. Ignat, let's go there. Someone down in San Clemente. How are you, sir? Long time no talk.
Hey, Jay. I know. How you doing?
So far, so good. I mean, all the tech is still holding together.
Thanks for taking my call. So yeah, I'm getting ready right now to go to the meeting, and
okay.
I'll give you a quick thing. So the zoning department has actually, I complied with every one of their little regulations, little rule, that 13-page application sketches. Yeah. All that's just checked off. The zoning department has actually approved the permit.
Okay.
And my zoning department told me that there's just one little check mark. We got to get it signed off by stamped through by the city council. And she's like, normally it's just an administrative quick thing. Well, it appears that there's going to be a bunch of my neighbors, you know, and of course they're taking all the information they see in the media and all the negativity they see about.
Understood.
Not, you know, specifically Airbnb.
Right.
Right. And I know what I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about exactly what you suggested. You know, I'm going to educate them on the security. Unfortunately, I only have 3 minutes to talk, but I'm going to educate them on security. I'm going to educate them on who's my client, so it's not a partier. It's a lot of it is local people. I'm going to get into detail on that. I just wanted to pick your brain, see if you had any last-minute pointers for me.
Yeah, absolutely. If you only have 3 minutes, I'm going to take that same thing. Instead of saying educate them on, what I'm going to say is I need you to instill doubt. See, right now they are 100% confident that you are the same as that whatever the news story is. So now, since you only have 3 minutes, you have to be effective with those 3 minutes to instill doubt. For example, you know, Mr. Councilwoman, I totally understand that if I was exactly like the story that the previous gentleman just said, it would make 100% sense to me. I wouldn't want to be here. I would not be in front of you. But let me ask you this. As a reputable business person, do you think it makes any sense to run a business without security, without screening, without knowing what I'm doing, specifically understanding how to get rid of individuals? Yeah, I don't think it makes sense to do that either, and that's not what I am doing. What it comes down to is that not everyone is endeavoring to be professional. That's why we're here today. It's because I want to show you guys what professional looks like so that you can understand what's on TV is not what's in our backyard. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's
not so much the council people; it's the neighbors who are.
Yeah, I know, but you got to talk to don't attack the neighbors. That's the wrong angle. Talk to the person who's in front of you. I know you're going to be mad at whatever they say, and they're going to say stupid stuff, and I got it. But you got to talk to them.
I'm past that.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you, man. I understand, but it's what they don't know. That's the issue. The issue is you have to highlight. You have to instill doubt and just help them understand there's a lot that you just don't know yet. I get that. I would be afraid too if I didn't know the screening processes we have in place. I would be afraid too if I didn't know that we could actually have police on site within 8 minutes or less. I would be afraid too if I didn't know that, you know what, we can monitor the level of noise in a very compliant way that allows us to be the first person on site. I would, you know what, if we didn't have adequate parking, I would be upset too. And if I didn't have a plan and staff that helps me with the trash, I absolutely would be upset. Fortunately, since you've already approved it, you know and have seen that I have all of these things so that the things that they're concerned about experiencing won't happen at my location. Now, that's me just ad-libbing, making it up, but you get where I'm coming from.
I think so, yeah. I wrote a little script for myself because I wanted to know exactly what I'm going to say. I'm pretty sure at this meeting they're just gonna pass it on to the next meeting.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to structure around this model of maybe.
Yeah, let me know if that happens, if it gets booted down. Let me know when that might be, and I might be able to come down there myself.
That would mean a world to me if you could do that.
I'm already going to this other thing here in a few minutes. That's all. Yeah. So cool.
Thank you, Jay.
No problem.
Thank you for all the learning.
You're welcome. That's what we do.
All right.
All right.
See you soon.
Yep.
All
Crystal, here we go. North Carolina in the house. Could you send me some collard greens, man? I want some collard greens. No?
You know I got a place for that.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I can hear you great. I'm just saying I want collard greens. That's all good.
All
It's all
right.
good.
We'll make sure when you come down next time. We
Got it. Oh, you want what is this? You want my opinion on something?
Yeah. So, as you may or may not know, I just launched my second unit and had the photographer come in this weekend. So I just got proofs back just yesterday. And I have to admit right now, I'm not thrilled. And so I wanted to kind of get some thoughts from a lighting perspective in particular.
Where are
they're
they?
not even up. The pictures are not even up on my listing yet. Right now, they're still on the link that the photographer provided.
Okay.
And just kind of wanted to.
How am I supposed to see them?
And get your thoughts.
How can I see? I don't have a link to see them.
I put the link in the
Facebook group?
group.
All right, 1 second. Go on.
The live, and then I also sent one to you.
I see it. I got it. I see it now. Give me a second. I am tracking it down. Whew. And then for those of you watching, get those questions in the chat, because I think Crystal's last one that was on the call. But if somebody else calls in, then great. By all means, call in. In the meantime, I'm going to be looking for, where is it? Click to expand. I am clicking. I have expanded, and I am looking for your. Oh, no. Nope. That's not it. That's Serena's link. Huh. Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I know what's going on. Cash. We'll go there. I bet you I see it now. I'm just trying to find which link it's at, because it's on one of them. I just don't know. That's strange. Now, I will say this, it's interesting to me, the fact that you already have hesitations, which suggests to me that you already know they bad.
Yeah, I'm just like.
You already know they're bad. You just want. I think you just want me to confirm that they're bad, so you can more confidently go and say, "Yo, we need to talk about this or do it over again." Is that where?
Yeah, because like my instinct is like they're bad, but like I don't know
why they're bad.
To tell him to say. Right, exactly.
Got it.
What you need to fix. I just like, hey, fix it.
You like, this ain't right. Got it. No problem. Give me a second. I think where is it goes? Where is it? For some reason, I see the link on one screen, but I can't get it on the screen that matters. Is the problem? And I'm hoping, did Megan catch it? Maybe. No. Let me see. Nope. I'm just trying to get the link to the photos so that it's possible for me to, like, where did you? Yeah, see, you just typed that and I see it on one screen, but I don't see it where I need to see it, and I don't understand why I don't see it. And I'm like, it's like I need it on this computer, not that computer. There's two different computers going on. That's really what's happening here. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it one more time on a different one, and hopefully this time it comes up. This is crazy.
Okay. I just got some kind of notification saying it's against Facebook standards. I don't know why.
Oh, that might be why I can't.
Is it because it came from my photographer? I don't know.
I have no idea. I just know. Hold on. You know what I'm gonna do? I can read it on there, so I'm gonna try and type it manually. That's what I'm going to do. Give me a second.
Okay.
See, I go the extra mile for the for those collard greens. I'm just saying.
All right.
Oh, I'm just making sure that my wishes are very known. You can't say you didn't know, because everybody.
Collard greens.
Yes, absolutely. It is. Don't worry. I asked LaTanya earlier. She makes a killer peach cobbler. Oh my God. So because I was telling her, I was like, we haven't had cash flow in a while, and somebody hasn't made their cobbler in a while. Like, maybe you want to come over on Black Friday or something. So we'll probably
hint, wink, wink.
Right. You hint, wink, wink. That's kind of how that went down. Okay, I got it. All right. Oh, I see what the problem is. Okay. So this is a perfect example of, yeah. I see exactly what the problem is. So all right. So here's what you need to say. Here are the words. The reason these photos look off to you is because, one, it looks like from what I can tell, it looks like HDR was used. This is one of the techniques I ask people to not use specifically is HDR.
Okay.
Because, and again, you probably can't see this at the moment, but you'll see it when you watch the video back. Because there are areas in the photo, like what I'm highlighting right now, which look absolutely horrible because of the way HDR captures all of the detail. And there are just certain times where you don't want that. And this is one of those times. Plus, what seems to happen is not only did he use HDR, but he didn't even do it well, because we have some lighting issues here. And we have a color shift that is happening, which means white balance had to be off in some way, shape, or form, or he really took like these at different times. But it does look like he used a tripod, which is great. I don't like the fact that you haven't hidden your cords in the wall. Like, why are you doing that? That's pretty strange. This TV, by the way, looks pretty low in the living room, just so you know. It looks low to me. I mean, I'm not physically there, but from what I can tell, it looks like that's just too low. So basically what you've got going on is they used HDR. They did a poor job of it. They did not use as much natural light as they should have. And we have a color shift because is this wall purple or some weird color?
No, it's gray.
Yeah, there's a color shift happening. It looks more purple than it does gray, and that's part of the problem. So that's what you're detecting. You see it, but those are the words that I'm looking at. Or that's what I'm looking at. Now, I'm not even gonna go into the whole who the decorator is, because I think you already know what's up. So I'm not even. I'm just gonna skip that. But just know that I know I see it. It's really clear to me.
And the sad part is, Latanya worked with her on my first unit, so she was supposed to be like my East Coast Latanya.
There ain't but one Latanya. That's all I'm gonna say.
That is true.
There ain't but one Latanya. Yeah. So some of even the bedroom pictures, like this bedroom picture that I pulled up right now, is by far the worst from a photo, because it's not on a. I can tell it's not on a tripod. Yeah, because you've got slanted walls everywhere. You've got the same color shift that's going on again. I don't know what happened here, but that it did not go well at all. Like,
yeah, because like when you see it in person, it's actually very dramatic.
Yeah.
Wow. But I consider the photos, I'm like, what the hell happened? Like, I don't.
Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing. You've got it's primarily a white balance issue, because see, what's funny is that this photo with the what is this amenities kit, while not only is it, I mean, it's out of focus like crazy, but it doesn't have as bad of a white balance issue as many of the other photos that are there. So, and that's what's crazy. And the same thing with this XO.
And I made sure to use daylight bulbs. I switched out all the bulbs that I could. I'm not faulting you at all. I'm saying the photographer messed this up, like, bad. This is a complete. I mean, I'm trying to find a photo that you can actually use. I'm like, no, this one will work, and then I keep finding fault with even
you might be, I mean, you can kind of use the photo of the hair dryer, but it's on top of the toilet, which is really strange. That's just strange. Like, really? So this is a reshoot, my friend. And I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but there's nothing I can, hold on. Maybe this one. Yes, you can use the photo of the iron in the sheets. That one is good. There you go. You got one. So you scored. Best I can do for you. But yeah, that's pretty bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and the sad part is, like, this wasn't the guy who did my first photos. I couldn't get in contact with the first guy. But this guy was talking about how he is an Airbnb, plus photographer or something.
Whoa.
And all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe. And
that's,
I mean, his resumes look very good.
And that's the thing. Yeah. What you're mentioning is why I had trouble with, why I still have trouble with the Airbnb Plus program. It's because you lose control over this. Understand, if he had done this under their Airbnb Plus program, not only would these be your photos, you would not be able to say anything about it. You would be stuck with these in whatever order that they wanted them to be in. And ta-da. Now, here's the good news. Unlike the prior person that I was talking about, he doesn't have composition issues. Mm-hmm. He understands composition, which is great. The other person didn't even get composition. He at least gets, whoever this is, they have some skill with the camera, but they did not do a good job here, and they didn't tell the right kind of story, not the kind of story I think you actually want told about this space. Cool?
Yeah.
All right. So don't let me know if you need the address for the collard greens. I'll be sure and let you work that out. Just saying.
All right. So basically, when I tell him to reshoot it, no HDR.
No HDR. He needs to be using a 15 millimeter lens on a tripod, preferably with a remote release, so that he can use natural light. See, what he's trying to do is get around using natural light, because this was clearly taken at a strange time of day. I think it's really, really late. Well, it actually looks like it's really
about 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and right before daylight. Oh yeah, the day of Sunday. So daylight savings had just kicked in.
Yeah.
And we were losing natural light.
We need to get. The problem is that it's the natural light was fading, and he was trying to make up for it, so he didn't have to come back. And what ended up happening is he just messed it up, and that's really what came down. That's what it comes down to.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alrighty. Well, I will let him know.
All right, no problem. Make good choices.
Thanks.
Have a great day. Okay, so for those of you who are still here and have endured this, you can also, Crystal, I just saw the photo with the T. You can use this one if you still have to crop out the towel in the lower right corner, but you could use that one. Anyway.
And what were you saying about the TV, as far as the cord, though?
Your cord on the TV is not in the wall.
The cord out.
The cord from the television, the power cord, should go in the wall. It should be hidden, so I don't see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's all good.
Gotcha.
You got this. You can do this, girl. You've done this before. Okay?
All right, yep, okay.
No problem. Talk to you soon. All right, so I'm going to blow through some of the some of the questions in the Facebook group, and then I see another caller getting screened right now, so let me see. Oh, my goodness. And then I got to get to a meeting. How come I can't find them on my phone? Where did your questions go? But, the way today has gone, I think it's okay. There we go. Short-term rentals. You're seriously killing me right now. Now it's not loading any of the questions from the Facebook group, at all. everything broke today. Okay, so I'm going to go take this next call. Let's see who this is. Ernesto. Oh, this should be interesting. Let's see how this goes. Ernesto, what's up, man?
Hi, Jay. How are you?
Good so far.
Well, it's so good to see you, and I'm glad that we are getting over all the technical difficulties.
I'm having a hard day today. I don't know why, but it's all good.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep going.
It happens. Okay. So my wife and I we joined your mastermind in the Blueprint. We took the 3-day class, and we took the other 3-day class in the other platform. The question is, in this area, we want to serve business travelers from Mexico because we used to be that.
Okay.
And we know, and they all the time they have a rental car, and they are afraid of the snow most of the time. So in this area, we have a lot of headquarters, corporate offices, and so that's why we're focused on this area, northwest suburbs of Chicago. And the walkability, whatever index is very low. And the apartment complexes that we found, we didn't really like them. They don't match the description. But we saw some single-family units, rent properties that we can lease, and they have a garage. And I believe the garage is an advantage because of, there's no, at least in the morning, they will not have to get rid of that snow for all those many months here.
Okay.
So the question is, how much can I depart from the Blueprint? Because you were very specific on apartment complexes and no garage, and the walk index to be very high, above 80.
Got it.
And none of those things match, but we believe that it makes sense for the whom we want to serve.
Got it.
What's
Excellent.
your input on it?
So you're actually not departing from the Blueprint so long as you're keeping in mind who it is that you want to serve. Whether it's an apartment, a 2-flat, a triplex, a single-family house, a 10,000 square foot house, I really don't care. And we've got students doing all of that and more, some with vacant land, RV parks. What I care about is that you've thought about who it is that you want to serve. If you filled out that worksheet that we gave you, or that's also in Module 1, and you know who you want to serve, and you're certain of certain things, because what you're describing to me is someone who's absolutely going to need a car. Okay, cool. That means they are going to rent a car. So this also gives you an additional opportunity for some additional revenue, because if you know they need a car, then maybe you're the one providing the car, which could also be cool too. So, because that's what you're setting up. You're setting up a situation in which you know they need a car, which is fine, because that is that there are customers who are going to rent a car no matter what, and business travelers are probably them. So that's fine. And if you know it's within the correct amount of physical distance to what it is that they're coming to do, and you're still wanting to use the house, okay, that's fine. Just also know that my concern when you say a business traveler and you start talking about a house is that the house is often too big. It's too much square footage. Unless you're talking about a business traveler where they're doing, say, an off-site retreat, and it's a team or an engineering team or sales team or a team of doctors. This is where we've been able to use successfully our larger floor plans, because that's really what it comes down to, because you're going to have to charge. You're going to have a rate that you absolutely need to hit in order to break even, and to hit that break even point. My suspicion is that your break even point is going to be higher than what the business traveler is going to be looking for, at least the solo or the solo business traveler, which is usually what we're talking about, especially on your Sundays through Wednesdays, that you would be trying to get filled in. So it's not that you're departing, it's just that there are additional concerns that I want you to think about when it comes down to it. Now, another way, same house, okay, so we'll take the same place you're talking about. It's way more management, but it would definitely work, and it would be for a younger business traveler in most cases, is if you take each of those bedrooms and did those individually, that you could make that happen. There's not as much automation available to you in that situation, but that would also work, because now you're taking the amount of large square footage and breaking it down. And that's the challenge with, it's not that you're probably in the right location. You got all those other things, but I think where you're going to get stuck is the fact that you have too much square footage, and you're going to have technically what is called underutilization. So, and that's what I'm concerned about. That's what I'm concerned about.
Yes. Got it. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Just
Nope.
as an additional comment, Jay.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Hi. And so if a single family house probably is way too much space, maybe we should look for maybe townhomes, that it will be a 2-bedroom townhome, might be another avenue.
Again, a 2-bedroom is again usually too much space, right? That's not to say there isn't a corporate traveler where a 2-bedroom works. For the majority of the corporate travelers that we have successfully served, this is why we have over-indexed on our studios and 1-bedroom floor plans. This is also why if you take just look again, take a clue by looking at hotel inventory. They're typically single or at most double occupancy rooms, but even those double occupancy rooms are usually no more than 500 square feet, and that would be a big one, right? So there's a reason for that. It's because the person who's especially that business corporate customer, isn't often traveling with enough people to make that square footage happen. However, that's not to say that when you get the people who are being relocated, like CEO being relocated to the area, or I don't know how much this happens in Chicago, but if you have a startup scene, if you've got a good startup scene, you might be able to make that work, because not only does it now mean the CEO has a place to stay, but now it's a place where the team can meet and they can cook and eat and get back to work and all that type of stuff. So it becomes something more than just a place to stay, is really where I'm coming from. So again, you just have to really, really understand your customers' needs, and the majority of the business, the bulk in that bell curve of business travel is in your smaller square footage places. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it does. Thank you very much.
No problem. It's what we do. Okay, so I think we're done with the phone. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to go through the Facebook group. Yep, I got it here now. It actually came up. Yay. So I'm going to blow through you guys' comments because I've got to get to a meeting and I want to make sure that happens. Okay, I see. Yep. Okay, got it. So I've seen those. Serena, we talked to. Kylie. Yep. Steven, I was the next call. I have 2 questions. Steven says he's back in the queue. Steven, I don't know if you're still around. Sorry. Lots of problems today. Let's see. April, speaking from another cold climate that has slowed down significantly in the past month, I would take the reservation. Got it. So April, Sarah is saying she would take the 37 days, just so that we're clear. The greens are okay. Oh, we're talking about collard greens now. Any thoughts on properly to manage cleaners? So April, I like Properly. Properly is very sophisticated in what it can do. The challenge is, can your cleaners keep up with what Properly can do? So Properly is a great tool. Best tool ever. Great communication, good two-way. The question is can the staff, the people actually doing the cleaning, effectively use the tool? If you can find the cleaning team or crew or staff that can, knock yourself out all day long. From my time as a photographer, I feel the pain in this. These need to be brighter. Megan, I'm telling you, sometimes I get a little rough on the photos, but yeah, they were pretty bad. Just text those collard greens so he gets them faster. Yes, I will gladly accept collard greens by text. Or maybe a coupon to a place with collard greens, but they don't have... Collard greens from North Carolina are not the same as collard greens from California. That's all I'm going to say. Got it. So Crystal, John it says TNT Staging has a decent photographer. So he literally gave you a couple of referrals, and which is great. So good thing you guys are in the Facebook group. I'm sure you will catch that up and make that happen. All right. For those of you who maybe watch this for the first time, we normally don't have that many technical difficulties as we have had today with literally everything shut down. That's a code. Do not upgrade. Do not upgrade your system to macOS Catalina the day before, because you just never know what might happen, especially if you haven't tested it out. With that being said, oh, who's this? Tyler's asking one more question. He's asking, do you refresh Wheelhouse manually a couple times a day? Nope, I let Wheelhouse do that all on its own, and it handles it. I let it do it all on its own. Now, I will occasionally check it, like at least twice a week. I do want to go in there making sure it's doing what I suspect it should be doing, but for the most part, I let it run. For those of you watching for the first time, maybe you're a student, maybe you're not, this is kind of what we do. We've been doing this for years. Tuesdays at 4 p.m. We do our best to get all of our students' questions answered because we want nobody stuck. If you want to find out more about who we are over here at Cashflow Diary, go to cashflowdiary.com/star, STAR. We'll talk to you a little bit about the presentation, or through the presentation, about the system that we're all using to go out there and build a short-term rental empire, if you will. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it has been fun and interesting talking to you guys today. I do look forward to talking to you soon. Until next time.